Today's video is about how narcissists manipulate during conversations. Now, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's very difficult to notice these manipulative tactics when you are in the middle of a conversation with them. Sometimes being so close to the conversation, it's difficult to notice the little things they do to keep you under control and to guide the conversation how they want it guided. So today we're going to actually hear a conversation between one man and a cluster B female. Now, this is actually part 2 because I analyzed a conversation between them a couple of months ago, and here's the link for that. This video, as well as the other one, are in the playlist entitled Subscriber Stories, which is a playlist dedicated to hearing what others are going through and analyzing their situations for the benefit of anyone else that may be in that situation as well. So please check out that playlist. And I encourage you to pause this video and go back to that first conversation to really understand what's going on. Because in that conversation, the man, we'll call him DM, was not breaking up with the narcissist, but rather putting down a boundary. He had wanted to move out in an effort to help her to see that certain things, certain behaviors needed to be addressed in order for their relationship to continue and move forward. In that first conversation, she was emotionally devastated at the thought of him moving out. Now, narcissists respond in 2 ways when a person is trying to establish a boundary or slow down the relationship and step away. One way is very emotionally, which is what happened in the first conversation. They will try to cry and show emotion and say things that you always wanted them to say, but they never do until you have one foot out the door. And then if they still don't get their way, for example, in this case, DM still establish that boundary by moving out, the narcissist goes to their plan B. If plan A didn't work and their plan A is to keep you there without having any boundaries being established, plan B is to treat you as if you never existed, to treat you as if the relationship never meant a thing to them. And they often do this by getting involved immediately in another relationship, broadcasting this relationship all over social media as if you never existed. The reason they do this plan B, their goal is to confuse you into thinking that you made the wrong decision by trying to establish a boundary. And not only did you make a wrong decision, but that it's somehow your fault that they're now acting in this way. And that's their goal. And so we're going to listen to this conversation. And as we do, I want you to look for 4 manipulative tactics. And if you notice them, take a moment in the comments section to write the time in the video that you notice these manipulative tactics taking place. And if you notice any other manipulative tactics, please make sure you comment in the comment section below. So tactic number 1 is an attitude of self-entitlement. To a narcissist, rules do not apply to them. They are above any rules, any normal codes of conduct within a relationship. And when you confront them with their bad behavior, their unkind and their unloving actions, they don't respond in a normal way. They have no remorse. They don't reflect on how this makes you feel, but rather they display this attitude of, yeah, I did that. And when they respond that way, it kind of stuns the victim into thinking, am I doing something wrong by bringing this to their attention? Don't they care about what I feel? Why are they responding in such a cold, heartless way? I don't understand. And so in that moment of being stunned, they will then begin a second manipulative tactic of blame shifting. They'll say something like, yes, I did do that. I did cheat on you, or I did begin a new relationship, but it's because you weren't giving me what I needed. So they're taking no responsibility for their actions. They're showing no remorse, and they're forcing you to focus not on their actions, but on your own. And once again, now that they have you looking at yourself, they'll take it a step deeper by using this 3rd manipulative tactic of comparing you to the new supply. Once again, their goal is to take the focus off of their bad actions. And so they'll be comparing you indirectly with the new supply by saying things like, well, it's easy with him. With him, life is easy. With you, life is stressful. What a narcissist is really saying when they do that is, with him, he is not holding me accountable for anything I'm doing, but you are. And so with you, it's your fault because the stress comes from you pointing out my behaviors. But again, they hide that by simply comparing you to the new supply. This causes the victim to stop looking at what the narcissist did, and they begin defending themselves. They begin trying to prove themselves because basically the narcissist is making you think that you are deficient so that you don't stare at the huge deficiency that lies within them. Now, as you are defending yourself and trying to prove your love, your desire to make this person happy, the fact that you want their happiness, the fact that their happiness is important to you, they move on to their next manipulative tactic that they use in conversation. And that is, they stop stonewalling you. You see, the narcissist conditions you to give more and more and to expect less and less from them. And the way they do that is when you bring up their actions, they get angry. Every time you try to get them to notice their behavior, they refuse to talk about it. They want to end the conversation. They insult you. They get angry. And you feel as if you're banging your head against a wall. And then when the conversation shifts, because they're comparing you, and now you're defending yourself, and you're trying to prove your love, all of a sudden, they're not angry. They're not criticizing you. They're quiet. And the more you talk about how much you love them and all that you want to give, the fact that you're not being stonewalled and the conversation isn't being slammed shut, which is what they were doing before, you begin to think, this is what I need to focus on. I'm getting through to her. But the second the focus gets put back on the narcissist's bad behavior, they stonewall you again. Your mind becomes conditioned to learn that the only way to get through is to focus on you and on giving.
Your casual sex friend. Very respectful.
What did you say?
I said that's very respectful. Your casual sex friend. Never
He's not my casual sex friend. As
what is he?
I.
And what is he?
It's a guy that actually treats me like a gentleman and asks about how my day is going and apologizes and opens up a door literally for everything.
When I stopped being super considerate and thinking about you and texting you all the time was when you stopped being that way to me.
Yeah, and then
It's a
I
two-way street.
I said, hey, you know, you don't talk to me as much as you used to. You don't do this like you used to. And, you know,
What I don't understand about you is how
this conversation just be over. It's so much work to learn how to fucking be at fucking work at 7:30.
Yeah, sorry,
You won't punish me.
it's because you won't ever talk to me otherwise.
Yeah, you know what? You could have been like, hey, can we talk Saturday? I would have settled it. I can't sit here and argue with you at 11 o'clock at night.
You wouldn't tell
I can
me
avoid you
well
because
enough.
this is truly stressful. I just would rather not deal with it right now.
Because you never deal with it. If you just dealt with it, like literally, like I talked to you, if you really loved me, if you really cared about me, if you ever thought about our relationship and at one point thought it was the best relationship you ever had, then you drop all the negative shit, come give me a hug, and say, I love you, let's fucking work it out. It doesn't have to make me stressful, it's you fighting it. If you really meant it, you just drop it. Like seriously, I don't understand, because I love you so much, like how it's so hard for you to like have blame and shit. I literally, like if you just said, hey, but you know what? You're right, I love you, let's do this. Exactly. Let's do this. It's stupid to argue. Me and you, you're the best father figures you've had. Why don't you just do that? If you meant it, let's do it. I don't want it to be stressful. I want to be there for you. I always want to hear about your day. You talk to me about work all the time. So what is it really?
It's to the point where I cannot get over the fact that there's been so much negativity. I am not ready to work on it, and
Translation: everything gets negative because you are pointing out my flaws, and I do not want to work on them.
Well, I don't think you ever will be, will you?
yeah, I will be when I'm done dealing with myself.
Well, the thing is the hard part I have with that, just being honest with you, is that you say, oh yeah, I might be willing to work on this with you later today, but I'm also building a relationship with another man now and having sex with him.
No, because the thing is that, yeah, I might be with another guy or whatever, but we're not getting, like, you know, so serious or whatever. My girlfriends come over, I have study groups come over.
He's met your parents.
Okay.
How's that not serious?
He hasn't even met my mom.
So? How's that not serious?
It's not meeting my parents.
He met your brother, his fiance, and your dad. How's it not serious when I come over to your house and you ask me to be escorted off the property by your neighbors and I was totally calm? Like, how's that not the ultimate betrayal? I literally could never treat you like that.
You have got to go. It's so late.
Alright, well, like I said, we'll never continue this conversation, we'll never work on it, even though, like I say,
What do you just expect me to do? Just forget about, like, I don't understand. I don't understand how you just cannot move on, like.
Because I loved you, I wanted to marry you. I thought you were going to be my wife, I thought we were going to have kids. I did, what are you talking about?
I thought we were going to have kids.
Yes, I did.
You want kids.
I told you, I literally, what the hell, is that from your surgery?
Yes.
I literally never envisioned being with someone else again, and you just jump right into something else. What does that say about your death?
It says that maybe, you know, yeah, whatever, I'm dysfunctional and just jumped into a relationship, but that's my own issue. Because I did not get what I wanted out of a relationship from you.
Yeah, you could. Obviously,
Really.
Obviously you did. Tell me this.
It's going to be a lot of fucking work that I don't have the time or patience for to sit here and go to counseling and...
We don't have to go to counseling.
No.
Translation: if we stay together, it will be a lot of work because I don't plan on changing anything, and I expect you to do all of the work.
I can't, I don't want to take the time and fucking sit here and talk it out. Because it's nice just being able to...
Everything new is easy, but let me tell you something.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get hard.
Let me tell you something. You remember this. If you can remember this moment in 5 years or whatever it is for you, whether it's this relationship or the next one, there comes a point where you have to work through these things,
Yeah.
and you will have these things, maybe in a different form, but you will have these things, and if you don't ever work through them, your relationships will never get there. They will never last.
Yeah, I know.
So you're fine with, again, like 5, 6, 7 father figures for me?
No, I'm not.
This guy's going through a divorce, right? Got a 5-year-old?
No, he's already been divorced for 3 years.
Does he have a kid?
Yeah.
5-year-old boy?
Mm-hmm.
So what, you want to have another kid and then have 3?
Yeah.
So you just want to have kids with this guy now?
No, I don't want to just have kids with this guy.
You're having sex with him?
What the? You think I'm just like getting every night?
Why, every time you see him?
No, because the times that I do see him, I am fucking exhausted, just like whenever I saw you. I just get there and I just pass the fuck out.
The thing is what I don't understand is there's nothing to fucking work through. I already told you, like I say, you say it's so hard to hash this shit out. Literally, the only thing that needs to be worked through is whatever issues you have. I told you I'm willing to fucking drop everything that I have, that you've done for me, and just be with you. I have no fucking issue with that, and That is real love. Like, seriously, here I am again. No woman, here's the problem too in games. Like, no woman wants a man who would literally beg and plead for her and say, hey, I will literally do anything you ask of me. No woman wants that. How crazy is that?
No, we do want it, but the thing is if we got back in a relationship, we would have trust issues.
I wouldn't have trust issues. I told you, I have trust issues with you.
Yeah, you said, oh, I never trusted a girl, and he goes, well, you didn't have that.
Yeah, I have trust issues from what's going on, but if you say, hey, this is the truth, and you want to just do it, then that's fine. I will believe you. I will literally never ask about anything in your past ever again. I'm fine with it. I'm being totally real with you right now. Totally real with you. I would literally do anything for you to just be with me and get married and finish our school and have kids and have an awesome life together. I would literally do anything for that. I love you more than anything in my life. I would do anything for you. I mean it. And when we fucking break my lease tomorrow, I will do it. I will do it. Whatever you want. I just want to be with you. I really do.
Why?
Because I
so
love
awful
you.
To you.
Because I fucking love you. I do. I miss you so much.
But why?
Because I love you. Because I love your fucking awkwardness. I love hearing you come home and bitch about work. I love the way you walk. I love the way you smell. I love your fucking cheeks. I love your fucking hair. I love the way you are when you get up in the morning and you're in a coma. You think I don't like things about you, but I literally love everything about you. It makes you who you are. I do. It doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't what?
It doesn't get any better than that.
Then what?
And what I just offered you. Everything you want. Including you taking a step down. I'll give you $1,000 a month so you don't have to work full time. I'll watch you while you're going to school so you don't have to get a babysitter. I won't OCD clean. The house is more than clean right now. We'll go on dates. You gotta continue to date. If you wanna go out and party, I'll go do it with you. I'll literally do anything you want, and I will never mention anything that's happened before whenever that point comes. I just want to love you, I just want to kiss you, I just want to hold you and go to sleep next to you. I just want to spend time with Mario, and I just want to be a family, just the three of us. That's what I want. More than anything. Just ask and I'll do it.
I don't understand why.
Because I love you. And if you loved me, you would understand why. Marriage is not something to take lightly.
Yeah, I know, and I wouldn't take it lightly if I was actually engaged.
Then be engaged to me. I'll ask you right now, where's the ring?
I don't have the freaking ring.
Why?
Oh, that ring. Anything else?
Yeah. Go get it, I'll ask you right now.
No.
Why?
Because if you're gonna be like this, and then 3 months down the road...
It's not, I'm not every other guy. Look at me.
What?
I'm not Derek. I'm not Heath. I will not go back to something else. I have given this extreme thought. I will not go back. I promise you, I will literally dedicate my life to making good on this promise. I'm going to hold the doors open. I'm going to kiss you and tell you you're beautiful every day. I'll be happy to do it. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be grudges. There doesn't have to be any negativity at all. And if you want to lash out at me and be negative, go ahead. I'll let you do it. I mean it. Say it.
saying that right now.
I'm not saying that right now. What you've done to me over the last 2 months has made me question a lot of things. I don't think you're crazy. I don't. I love you. I'm trying to ask you to marry me. I'm begging you to let me have a family with you. I'm begging you to let me do everything I possibly can to make your life better and easier and be in it.
You know?
Literally all I want to do is be there for you. I'm serious. You don't want me
I
to
don't
be.
picture you that way.
Well, let me show you.
No, because if it fails again,
It's not going to fail again. Not on my part, it's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. How do I know that I'm ready?
Well, you're obviously ready. You're in a relationship with someone else.
That doesn't mean that I'm gonna, maybe he's not the right one. I mean, it's just, right now I'm just, doing my own thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't include me anymore.
And it's been, I mean, honestly, like, I literally don't stress out over anything anymore, like, relationship-wise, because I'm not, I don't know,
These are the things that you quietly harbored and got stressed about that you didn't need to. You did that on your own.
because I didn't want you to leave me. You tried to break up with me 3 times.
It wasn't over that.
Well, then what was it over?
Other stuff. Volatility.
Exactly, and I'm still that person, and
Erica, you're not that. You're hiding that from whoever you're with. You put on a good show for them to get them to lock in and move in with you.
no, I don't want somebody to move in with me. I'm done with that. I'm so done with doing things the wrong way. I just want to do things the right way, and if I'm not ready to be in a relationship, then I'm not ready to be in a relationship. But right now, it's, he does his thing, I do my thing. If we have a day off or a time off, then we go have dinner. That's it. It's not fun like, oh, let me go see you every night or this and that.
You won't go to dinner with me.
Because we're not together.
You weren't together with him the first time you went to
You
dinner?
never asked me.
Sure I did. In fact, I texted you and I said, hey, we still have the leftover from that Del Frisco's that I got you for Christmas. You want to go to Del Frisco's? You know what you said to me? No, thank you.
Yeah.
Like a machine. You won't give me a chance to show you I'm still the person that you said you want to marry. But you'll give it to a stranger.
What the fuck?
It's true.
And can we just please finish the conversation another day?
It'll never happen.
For real. Yes, it will. What the fuck is wrong with it?
Okay. Somehow, whatever.
Okay.
I cannot help my car.
That's fine.
I don't think you truly reciprocated, but I truly love you, and I would do anything to be with you. Ain't many men that'll say that to me.